Hey, it's Wednesday. I am Henry. It is New Comic Book Day. We are here at Midtown Comics Grand Central, 459 Lexington Avenue. We're going to walk down the aisle. We're going to talk about some of the amazing books this week. Of course, I hope everybody had a happy 4th of July. If you really want to check out some supreme books, you got to swing by our stores. So let's take a look at what's coming out this week. Right off the bat, we've got some X-Men books. Of course, you'll see right on the cover the trademark Jim Lee style. That's right. It is July. Happy July. Welcome to Jim Lee month. Marvel is going to be doing a ton of different covers featuring the art of Jim Lee. Amazing work. Really cool. Of course, Jim Lee was such a juggernaut for the X-Men back in the day. So here it is on X-Men Gold, issue number 7. This issue does tie in with Secret Empire. How do the X-Men fit into the new Hydra world order that Steve Rogers has imposed upon New York? Then, before we get into the rest of the books, we're going to take a look up. We're going to see some of these amazing graphic novels that Marvel put out this week. And I got to give a special shout out to the Monsters Unleashed monster-sized edition. Of course, it's only appropriate that the hit miniseries gets this ridiculously cool hardcover collection that's the entire series presented in an oversized format. The series by Cullen Bunn was a big hit, featured a lot of classic Marvel monster characters fighting off against modern Marvel heroes. Really cool, really fun, and did lead into an ongoing series that is currently being run by Marvel, still by Cullen Bunn. Really cool. We've got to look at some of the names on here. We've got Steve McNiven, Greg Land, Leinil Francis Yu, Salvador Larroca. It's an amazing roster. Really got to love it. Special spotlight to that. Beyond that, we've got a ton of great releases. We have the Gamora series is coming out. This is the entire Gamora series, so if you're a fan of Guardians of the Galaxy and you want to check out Gamora on her own, this is the book for you. It's actually written by the co-writer of the Guardians of the Galaxy movie, so it has an authentic voice. Then we have the omnibus, the first omnibus of Jonathan Hickman's Avengers run. Jonathan Hickman had a massive run, as you could tell, because he is going to have multiple omnibuses. Such an amazing run on the property where he wrote not only Avengers, but New Avengers. This book does include both, as well as Infinity, the crossover storyline featuring Thanos attacking the Earth. Then we've got some other books. We've got, actually, The Woods is misplaced, but The Woods by James Tynion is out. New volume this week. This is volume 7. It is a passion project for James Tynion, the fourth. Of course, everybody's familiar with him with some amazing work over DC. You want to see what really gets him going, read his indie books. Then we've got the first volume of Empress. This is the first 8 issues of the series from Mark Millar and Stuart Immonen, focusing on a queen who has decided that her husband is not worth her time and to break out on her own and save her family. Really cool series. Then we've got the newest volume of The Dark Tower. Of course, if you are excited for the movie coming out this summer by Idris Elba, it's an easy decision to check out the book. You got to see how the series has been adapted. Marvel's been doing the books for years. A lot of cool stuff. More movie goodness. We've, of course, got the Star Trek graphic novel. This is the adaptation of the original J.J. Abrams movie. And then we have the hardcover collection of Tokyo Ghost. That's the entire series to date from Rick Remender and Sean Gordon Murphy. Now, taking it down and walking it back down, we're going to see some of the cool books from Marvel. We've got some issues of All New Wolverine. Once again, a great variant cover by Jim Lee. And we've got the main art here by Leinil Francis Yu. Really cool series. We've got some Weapon X reprints and the new issue of The Unstoppable Wasp by Jeremy Whitley and Veronica Fish. Really cool book. Really fun series if you're looking for a young female voice. Everybody's hyped up for Thor Ragnarok coming this fall. If you want to check out what led to that movie, check out the Prelude comic book series. This adapts a lot of what we've seen in the Marvel Cinematic Universe and expands on the lore, adding to it. Of course, more movie adaptations would be Rogue One, issue number 4, on a really cool series that focuses on, of course, the time before A New Hope. More Star Wars goodness. We've got the brand new issue of the series, as well as Volume 5, focusing on Yoda, telling a really cool story that Luke is learning. But my favorite part about it is that it's all told without actually naming Yoda, because Luke can't know that it's Yoda yet, because he doesn't know Yoda until Empire. Really cool continuity there. Moving down, we've got that issue of Star Wars I just mentioned, and we've got a brand new issue of Spider-Man. This is the Miles Morales Spider-Man series. Really cool. We see Miles here drenched in blood. What has he done? Of course, Spider-Man Homecoming is coming out this Friday, and people are super excited for it, really curious to see where the movie goes, and many people are wondering if Miles Morales is going to be popping in the book or popping up in the movie. Check out his book to see how he plays out in the comics. Then we've got, I love this cover. This is Spider-Man Deadpool, No More Jokes. How could two of Marvel's funniest characters give up on their comedy shtick? I don't know. As a comedy shtick guy myself, you see me trying. This is a really fun series, really funny, and we get to see Madcap play back into the book. Really cool. We've got the Spider-Man Master Plan one-shot. This is really good if you're looking for something that ties in with the movie. Maybe it's a bit more light on continuity, and you're looking to get in by Robbie Thompson. Really cool issue, and it focuses on the Big Man, who's an old-school Spider-Man villain from way back in the day. So really cool seeing how he is updated for a modern age. Then we've got a couple True Believers reprints. This is the beginning of Brand New Day, which was a storyline a few years back where they were relaunching Spider-Man, giving him some fresh foes, some fresh friends. Really cool book, really great art by Steve McNiven. And this is also the beginning of Dan Slott's run on Spider-Man. This was the first time he ever wrote the character. Well, other than guest appearances. But first solo Spider-Man, really cool. And, of course, Todd McFarlane's Spider-Man. And the original, that's right, Amazing Fantasy issue number 15, reprinted here for just $1. A historic book. Really great to see that they've been able to dedicate time to putting these books back out there for people to check out. Then we've got some spectacular Spider-Man. We talked about this last week because they had the True Believers last week. So if you like that True Believers, you can check out the Marvel Masterwork. Then we've got the Spider-Man Homecoming art book, of course, for the brand new movie. And Secret Empire, Brave New World, issue number 3. This book focuses on a number of the side characters, and here we can see that it's going to focus on the Daily Bugle, Starbrand, and the Invaders. Of course, the Invaders storyline has been continuing from one issue to the next. Let's maybe take a flip and check it out. Oh, my God, what are the odds? I open the book, and we see Kraven the Hunter. Of course, Kraven the Hunter is a fan favorite, and always cool to see how he fits into the world. We get to see Kraven facing off with Spider-Woman over here. That's awesome. That sells me in itself. I love seeing Kraven pop up. Such a cool character, and I know a special someone out there who loves him more than life itself. Then we've got Nick Fury, issue number 4 by James Robinson with art by ACO, artist credit only. Some of the coolest art. I mean, look at that splash page. Just opening up the book, you get to see such cool art and such a fun spy series. If you're looking for a really cool James Bond-esque story, Nick Fury number 4 is really fun and really cool and all takes place in the modern Marvel Universe. Then we've got the new issue of Jessica Jones by Brian Michael Bendis and Michael Gaydos, of course, the original creators of Alias. Still working on her today, doing great work. I love this Mac cover. This David Mack cover is super cool. We get to see how Maria Hill and Hydra influence the world of Jessica Jones. Then we've got Iron Fist issue number 5 and the Jim Lee variant with Sabretooth. That's right, the original Iron Fist villain, Sabretooth, because he first appeared in Iron Fist, is on the cover. And we get to see a brand new issue from the series by Mike Perkins with written by Ed Brisson. Really cool series, really fun Kung Fu book. Lots of book to enjoy. Lots of stories to enjoy with that series. Then we have the hardcover compilation of Inhumans vs. X-Men. A lot of great names on this. Charles Soule, Jeff Lemire, Leinil Francis Yu, and Javier Garrón, who is doing Secret Warriors that I'm loving. This was a huge book last year focusing on the conflict that was brewing for years between the Inhumans and the X-Men. We get to see how they face off, what consequences there are from the Terrigen cloud that has been clouding the X-Men's future for so long. Ha ha! Really cool book, though. Please don't let my pun ruin it for you. Then we've got issue number 8 of Hawkeye by Kelly Thompson. Hawkeye is one of my favorite books at Marvel right now. Really fun, really cool. We get this great cover by Julian Tedesco. Really cool series focusing on Kate Bishop. in the modern world. Then we've got an issue of Guardians of the Galaxy, the all-new Guardians of the Galaxy, with guest art by Chris Samney. That's right, Chris Samney of Daredevil fame, of Black Widow fame. Check out this great art. He nails the characters. Jumping in for a fun story with Star-Lord, where we get to see how attached he is to his music. That's right. Of course, Star-Lord always rocking some sick tunes. We get to see what he will do for his book, for his music. Then we do have the start of Deadpool Kills the Marvel Universe again. That's right. Everybody knows Deadpool Kills the Marvel Universe, one of the most famous Deadpool storylines, one of the most popular and fan favorite books. I am terrified to flip through because you see right there, parental advisory, not for kids. So I'm not going to flip through just because I don't want to scar our impressionable young viewers. But for the adults out there, you got to check it out. Deadpool Kills the Marvel Universe was such a smash hit by Cullen Bunn, and they actually brought the entire creative team back for the sequel. So in this storyline, of course, Deadpool takes on everybody you can think of, whether it be Spider-Man, Punisher, Wolverine, Captain America. Punisher takes on them all. And, of course, the Merc with a Mouth must come out on top. Really cool book. Then we have the brand new issue of Daredevil by Charles Soule. Really cool. Love this David Lopez cover. And then we have the brand new issue of Champions. Champions has been a really fun book by Mark Waid and Humberto Ramos. This issue, it ties in with Secret Empire. For those of you who have been reading Secret Empire, you know that the Champions have been outside of the New York City area. They have been running across the country, running across the world, trying to stop Hydra at every twist and turn. Really cool to see how they play into it, and really good to see some spotlight on these young heroes. Champions is one of my favorite books that I will recommend to fans of all ages. Got to give it out to this book. Really cool. Then we have the newest Epic Collection from the Captain America line. This is Volume 3, so this is some classic stuff from the late 1960s. We get to see the early days of Sam Wilson and Captain America teaming up. Their legendary partnership all unfolds here, and we've got it by Stan Lee and Gene Colan. Some really top-notch creators that you have to respect. They've done so much for the comic book industry. Then we have the brand new issue of Black Bolt. Black Bolt, of course, has been wrongfully imprisoned. What will he do to break out of this prison of his own design? Really cool, actually. If you guys checked out the trailer to Inhumans from last week and you want to learn more about Black Bolt, you got to check out his solo book. Really cool. It is really great because it's just like a prison book. And it's Black Bolt teaming up with the Absorbing Man of all people to try to find their way out of this prison. Super cool book. Totally recommend it. Love what they're doing with it. Then we've got the brand new issue of Avengers, once again by Mark Waid, who was doing that Champions. Here we get to see how the Avengers factor in. Of course, Thor has been misplaced in the Secret Empire world, banished, as it were, by Captain America. We get to see what's going on with her with some amazing art by Mike Del Mundo. Mike Del Mundo always delivers some really top-notch stuff, and he's been working so well on this book, doing some great stuff. Now, I see that we've got some Valiant stuff, but I want to focus on a couple of cool indie books before we get to it. First off, we've got Killbox Chicago from AGP, American Gothic Press. Really cool book. I'm a sucker for crime stories, and I'm definitely a sucker for Chicago crime stories. Of course, it's such a cool concept and such a cool book. Got to show off a little bit of that art here, just because it's got some really cool art, some nice black and white work. Show it off right here. The use of color is always important. We always get to see it factor into the story, and you'll notice there's not really ads in here. That's right. It is full of just adventure, full of goodness. I don't want to flip through too much and spoil it for you, but it's a really cool read. Then we have over here the latest and greatest from Aftershock Comics. That's right, the first issue of Unholy Grail by Cullen Bunn and Mirko Kolak. Really cool series. It's almost like a what if where Arthur and Merlin were secretly evil and all of mythology had been lying to us, and we have to find out the truth, the true murky stories of the Knights of the Round Table and all of the horrible things that they did. Really cool if you're looking for a fun medieval story. Maybe superheroes aren't your game. You want some fantasy. This is where you should look. And this killer art by Francesco Francavilla on this variant cover. Really cool series. Then from Black Mask, we've got the new issue of Kim and Kim, Love is a Battlefield. That's right, Kim and Kim are back after last year's hit miniseries. They're doing a new 4-issue run. Really cool, really fun. I love this cover art right here. Really cool. If you're looking for something that's a bit more indie, a bit more alternative, this is a great opportunity to check out one of the cooler books that Black Mask is putting out right now. So, swinging it back to the wall, we've got this awesome, awesome cover to Bloodshot's Day Off, featuring Jason David Frank advertising Ninjak versus the Valiant Universe. That's right, the web series focusing on the Valiant characters coming out soon. Here's another cover. In this issue, we get to see a couple of the different Bloodshots from throughout history take a day off, have a day to themselves. But of course, you're Bloodshot. You are vicious. You are a killer. Things are never that simple. Things are never that relaxing for you. And it's really cool and really fun. It's actually an homage to an earlier story from the original Valiant comics. So it's really cool to see that Valiant is having fun with their history and putting out these really cool Ninjak versus the Valiant Universe covers. Really excited to see that series when it drops. Really cool. And I'm also such a sucker for Jason David Frank. He's a cool dude. Then we've got the brand new issue of The Walking Dead, issue 169, The Lines We Cross. Of course, continuing the terrifying adventures of Rick and his crew. Does not look particularly hopeful. I'll go with that. Then we've got the brand new issue of Wicked and Divine. You saw my shirt. You know I'm a sucker for it. This has been such a fun series. Got to show off both of these covers. Really cool book. Actually, there's 3 different covers. This is the Jock cover. This is the Images of Tomorrow cover. And then, boom, the regular cover as well, showcasing Sockmet on it. Really cool series, really fun. If you're looking for a book that is a cool twist on popular mythology, check it out. It's pop culture commentary, and it's really great. I am really, really, really untrusting of just about everybody in that book right now because everybody has taken such twists and turns. Persephone, most of all, what will happen with her and where will her character go? Really cool book. Super love it. Jamie McKelvey and Karen Gillan are doing an amazing job. Then we've got that Tokyo Ghost hardcover that we talked about earlier, and we've got the newest issue of Sun Bakery, the comic book anthology magazine. Lots of cool, fun stories in here. Take a flip open. You can see it's very bright, very vibrant, really cool. That's one of the stories. Let's see, over here we've got another really cool. Once again, anthology series are really great because you get to focus on these cool, quick little stories. They don't have to be anything too heavy if you're looking for something easy to pick up. Sun Bakery. Then we've got the brand new issue of Snot Girl. That's right. The book is back. Snot Girl was on a brief hiatus after the conclusion of their first storyline. Just how will Lottie fit into her new status quo? Of course, things are, let's go with dark. I don't want to reveal too much, but goodness gracious, things are looking pretty gruesome there. Blood dripping from the lips, metaphorically. Really fun book, really cool. Brian Lee O'Malley, such a great writer. Love what he's done with it. And Leslie Hung is doing great on art. We've got the brand new issue of Seven to Eternity as well. And we've got the second issue of Samaritan, Veritas. Then we've got Sacred Creatures, #1, a brand new book from Klaus Janson and Pablo Raimondi. Really cool book focusing on the dark depths of society and really great mystical and mythological elements to the book. Of course, we are doing a signing tomorrow night at 6 o'clock at Midtown Comics downtown, 64 Fulton Street, with both Klaus Janson and Pablo Raimondi. Really cool book. You got to check it out. And let's take a look at this. Most telling of all is how thick this book is. This book is like 50-plus pages. I can't even remember how big it is. It's just massive. It is easily twice the size of anything else on the shelf this week. And it's only $4.99, a great deal and a huge issue. If you want to check out a brand new book from the ground up, Sacred Creatures #1, you will not regret it. And join us tomorrow to meet the creators, of course, Pablo Raimondi and Klaus Janson. Then we've got the brand new issue of Rock Candy Mountain. Really cool series, really fun. And Rat Queens, the latest issue of that. Rat Queens, of course, is a favorite of mine by Curtis Weeb. Really fun, really silly, kind of dark, maybe not for the kids, but really cool fantasy series, once again, if you're looking for something outside of the superhero world. Then we've got the second volume of Monstrous. Such a nicely put together book. Only $17. Collects 6 issues of the series that has been selling out nonstop. Check out some of this amazing art. Got to take a flip through and showcase some of these pages. Really cool. A lot of fantasy. A lot of cats. I love cats. I hope you all love cats. Cats are great. And look at all these amazing cats. But seriously, Monstrous, such a fun book. By the art is by Sana Takeda and written by Marjorie Liu, who I've loved her work on a number of books. And I've never read her novels, but I hear that they are astounding, and that is where she has gotten so much of her acclaim for this book. Then we've got the long-lost issue, I swear, of Jupiter's Legacy. It is back. It is here. Everybody's been waiting for it and clamoring for more from Mark Millar and Frank Quitelli. Really cool book. Really great. I love this cover by Quitelli. Love seeing where this book has gone. Really great, really cool. And, of course, Mark Millar has put out so many great books. His name is practically a seal of approval in itself. We've got the latest issue of Extremity and of Beauty. 2 cool books from Image that you guys should give a shot. Check them out. Then we're going to take a pop up, and we're going to see some of these really cool collections that came out this week. We've got a Frank Cho art book. Of course, Frank Cho known for his beautiful women, so of course it's called Drawing Beautiful Women. Easy, no argument there. Then we've got Volume 2 of Wonder Woman by Greg Rucka. Really cool. Greg Rucka is one of the most prolific Wonder Woman writers. Really cool. Love this cover art by J.G. Jones. Really cool series. If you're looking to check out more Wonder Woman goodness, check out the first volume of the series. Check out the second. Really great. Taking a look over here, we've got It's a Bird by Steven Seagal. Not Steven Seagal. Steven Seagal. Get them right. Then we've got the Wonder Woman Golden Age Omnibus Volume 2. All of the classic Wonder Woman adventures you could ever ask for right here. Check out the size of that book. My God. It's coming right at you. Really cool, really fun series. Wonder Woman, of course, an icon. Then we've got Injustice Ground Zero, which bridges the gap between the 2 Injustice games, 1 and 2. We've got the second hardcover collection of Wayward, a really fun book from Jim Zub, focusing on a lot of Japanese mythology. Really cool series. Really like what he's done with it. And also such a nice hardcover. I can't really show this off, but it's like got this because it just doesn't show up on camera. But it's got this really cool, intricate layering on the spine work here. And it's actually got some raised edges to it. Really cool book. Really nice collection. Image puts out great hardcovers. Then we've got from Action Lab, we've got Brigands. We've got this really cool Andy Watson book, Glister. Looks really great. We've got The Rook, Bean World. Now that looks fun and silly. A most peculiar comic book experience indeed. That looks like a lot of fun. The newest volume of Angel Catbird from Dark Horse has gotten a lot of acclaim. An original graphic novel series where they've done a lot of really cool work. And then we got Blade of the Immortal Omnibus number 3. Huge editions. Really cool. And one last collection I'll give spotlight to is the Darkness and Batman Anniversary Collection. This does collect the Darkness and Batman. It also, I believe, collects, Darkness and Superman. So Image Comics' great character of the Darkness playing with Batman, Superman, and many other characters. Really cool to see how these other worlds play with one another. Continuing down, we've got the latest issue of Transformers. If you are running on that hype train from Transformers the last night, check out the books. Then we've got the newest issue of Starstruck and the brand new Gem and the Misfits Infinite. Actually, this is part 2 of the Infinite storyline. This is issue 1 of the series. They've put out a bunch of different covers, a bunch of cool books. We've got the brand new issue of G.I. Joe and Diablo House, a brand new book from IDW. A welcome throwback to the classic days of horror comics. That's awesome. If you're looking for a cool horror book, you got to check it out. Then we've got, whoa, check out that cover to Savage Things. Love the way that they hid the lettering for the title into the art itself. Really cool, really subtle. It took me a second there. I was like, what is this book? And, of course, that means we are in Vertigo, and now we are over to DC Comics, talking about some great books. We've got the brand new issue of Superman, Brains versus Brawn. We have seen some major backlash after the Black Dawn storyline. Just what will happen between Superman and Superboy? How will they be able to move onward after the manipulations of Manchester Black? Really cool series. I am loving what they are doing with this book. Love this cover. Really fun, really cool. And it's a nice little simple issue if you want to check out something fun. Then we've got the brand new issue of Shade, the Changing Girl from Young Animal. Really cool series, really weird, but really fun. Once again, if you want an alternative to some of your superhero fare. Then if you want some straight-up superhero fare and you want some great action, you got to check out the newest issue of Nightwing from Tim Seeley. Tim Seeley's been working on the guy for, God, it's been years now. He's been working on it ever since Grayson, doing really cool books. Blockbuster continues. We get to see a lot of really cool classic characters, and we get to see some characters maybe you don't normally see fighting off against Nightwing. Of course, here on the cover, we've got Nightwing fighting off against Shadow, Green Arrow villain. If you watch the TV show, you've seen much of Shadow. We've got Count Vertigo, another great Green Arrow villain. We've got Magog from Kingdom Come. That's right. Really cool to see him popping up in the books. I'm always a sucker for him. He's the 90s personified. There is nothing more 90s than Magog. And it's really cool. Nightwing has been doing a loving homage to those classic 90s comics. Then we've got the brand new issue of Justice League from Dan Abnett and Ian Churchill jumping in for an issue to follow up on the recent developments of Aquaman. Really cool. And Mara takes center stage here. It's really great to see that Mara is getting some nice attention, much overdue. Hey, there's the ad for Aquaman itself. Look at that. We get to see how Mara is responding and how Mara relates to the Justice League. Amber Heard will be playing her in the Justice League movie coming out in just a few months. So if you want to see how Mara fits into the Justice League world, this is the book to check out. Then we've got the brand new issue of Injustice 2. And oh my God, you are not ready for this one. This is a gut punch and another gut punch and another. This is arguable. I mean, in my taste, this might be my favorite issue of the Injustice series to date. Really cool. We get to see the Blue Beetle, Ted Kord, center stage, and I don't want to get into detail, but my goodness, this book is so cool and so well done and so emotional, and it just gets me going thinking about it, and I don't want to talk about it. I cannot spoil it for you. Please, please, please read this. Even if you don't have the time, like you don't normally play the Injustice games, you don't normally read the book, check out this issue if you just want to see a really good emotional roller coaster playing with the DC mythology. So great. I'm so happy with the Injustice book. Then we've got the compilation of He-Man, Thundercats, two of the most memorable 80s cartoon icons. The entire series by Rob David, Lloyd Goldfine, and with art by Freddie Williams II. Really cool art, really expressive. Super cool to see Skeletor facing off against the Thundercats there, seeing Panthro jumping into action. And that cute little quip, "I hate reunions," from Skeletor. Really fun, really silly book, but really cool because it takes the property seriously. And I love seeing that they are really having fun with the He-Man and Thundercat books. Of course, Thundercats are great, and they don't get enough love. Check it out if you want some Thundercats goodness. Then we've got the brand new issue of Harley Quinn. There's a couple different covers. We've got the main cover over here by Amanda Connor, as always, and the variant cover by Frank Cho. I love this Frank Cho cover because I think that's really cute and really fun, seeing Harley and Ivy dancing to the Batman theme, of all things. Really cool, really fun. And the Harley Quinn series by Connor and Jimmy Palmiotti has been really great. And, of course, now there are backup features by Paul Dini. Paul Dini, of course, the co-creator of Harley Quinn. So you get to see some really cool adventures in the early days of Harley Quinn in a more animated style. See how she plays with the Joker. Really cool. Really cool series. Really like Harley Quinn. I'm a sucker for Harley, and I'm really happy that the book has been doing such great things. Then we've got The First Ring in Green Lanterns by Sam Humphries. Been having a lot of fun exploring Simon Baz and Jessica Cruz. Then we have the first issue of Hard Traveling Hero in the Green Arrow book. That's right. Ben Percy and Stephen Byrne are taking Green Arrow and sending him across the country to meet many other heroes along the way and to try to stop what happened in Seattle, the newly crowned Star City, to happening across the nation. And it's really cool. It's actually an homage to a classic Green Arrow storyline. Of course, the Hard Traveling Heroes, where it was him and Hal Jordan, and they were traveling across the country. And we get to see him teaming up with the Flash, something that we don't see nearly often enough in the comics. Really fun team up that fans of Arrow and the Flash TV show will want to check out to see how they play with one another in the comic book world. Really cool. Really like what they do with the Green Arrow book. It's one of my favorite books every issue. Love what they do with that series. We've got the brand new volume of Deathstroke, Volume 2, The Gospel of Slade. Really cool and almost priestly cover here with Deathstroke front and center, of course, written by Christopher Priest. Really cool book, really fun. Really like what they do with art by Carlo Pagulayan and Carrie Nord. You know it's a pretty book. It's a cool take on the character. Then with the newest issue of Deathstroke, we have the Dark Titans. That's right, in the fallout from the Lazarus contract, Deathstroke is setting out into a new direction. Really interesting because he's almost taking on a bit more of a heroic mentality, going into new territory. We get to see him forming his own version of the Teen Titans, and we get to see Power Girl, Jericho, Rose Wilson Ravager, Terra, and Kid Flash, and how they impact his world. It is always trouble when Terra's involved. I never trust her. I just never trust her. I can't trust her. She has hurt the Titans so bad. What can happen in this storyline, I don't even know. I am excited to find out. Then we have the brand new issue of Bombshells, always fun, by Marguerite Bennett. Looking forward to the new series as well. Then we've got issue 14 of Cyborg, Singularity Aftermath. Looks like he's in rough shape. Cyborg has been run through the ringer. Really cool, and we get to see him teaming up with Beast Boy in this issue, which will make a lot of classic fans really happy to see him playing with Beast Boy, because, of course, Cyborg and Beast Boy were best friends for so long. Really great to have a nice reunion between the characters. Then we bring us to Batman issue number 26, part 2 of the War of Jokes and Riddles. This story started out with a bang, where we got to see Joker and Riddler facing off against one another, filled with amazing homages to their original introductions, with art by Michael Janin, of course, written by Tom King. Really cool series, really great. I love what they have done with the Batman book, and we get to see a bit more depth to the Riddler and Joker than we normally see. A lot of the time, they're always busy fighting Batman. Here we get to see them facing off with one another and Batman. Really cool, really crazy, high stakes, as always. Then we've got the newest issue of Bane Conquest by Chuck Dixon. Really cool. And we close things off with the hardcover edition of Department Age, Volume 2 by Matt Kint. Really cool. Let's check out that nice wraparound cover art. Really cool. I'm a big fan of wraparound images, so I love seeing them done. Department Age is such a fun book. So cool. Once again, really different than what you see on a lot of stands. Really fun. Really cool. So that's going to about do it for us here at Midtown Comics Grand Central. You should stop by, check out some cool books, and join us tomorrow for our signing of Sacred Creatures #1 with Klaus Janson and Pablo Raimondi. It'll be at our downtown store on 64 Fulton Street, and it'll be at 6 o'clock p.m. Check them out. Of course, Pablo Raimondi and Klaus Janson have worked on so many amazing books. We would love to see you swing by and check out their latest great hit. So that's going to do it for us here at Midtown. Swing on by, read some great comics, and have a good Wednesday.